Hello, this is Erin Morgan with Insight Media, and I am here today at Academy of Optometry 2025 in Boston. Very excited to be here at the Johnson & Johnson booth, and I am here today with Dr. 𝖍𝗂𝖾𝗏𝖺. She is with the vision team at Johnson & Johnson. Thank you for joining us. Dr. 𝖍ЯR𝖾, could you tell us a little bit about what you do with Johnson & Johnson and the vision team?
Absolutely. I'm happy to be with you today, Erin. So at Johnson & Johnson, what I do in R&D is I lead a team of engineers that develop all of the astigmatism and presbyopia contact lenses for AccuView.
Wow, fantastic. Sounds like an exciting time. You have a lot going on, especially launching here.
Absolutely. We're always busy, never a dull moment.
Well, you have some research that actually launched or debuted here at the conference. The research showed that 62% of patients preferred AccuView Oasis Max 1 day for astigmatism for overall vision. So can you explain that a little bit more? What's the significance of that finding?
Well, number one, that's a big percentage difference,
a huge
right?
percentage.
So that tells us that there's a clear differentiation in that question when people answered it. The vision there was a big difference. So the significance of getting that big of a difference means that the technology that's encompassed in the Max for astigmatism, which is a tear stable OptiBlue and the blink stabilized design, are working together to provide our patients with the best vision possible.
Wow, that's fantastic. So what were some of the specific comfort metrics that were measured with this study? And how did those what were the highest ranking metrics for the product?
So yeah, when we run the study, typically what we do is at each follow-up visit, we ask the patients a series of questions so that we can understand what was their actual experience when they went out in their real world. So when we asked comfort questions, we found out that, again, just as in vision, we had a very large difference in the comfort that the patients were experiencing with the Max for astigmatism versus the Dailies Total One Toric. The biggest differentiation was comfort throughout the day. We found that when we asked the patients about their comfort throughout the day, how satisfied or happy they were, people wearing the Oasis Max for astigmatism were 3.7 times more likely to say that they really like the comfort throughout the day as compared to if they were wearing the Dailies Total One for astigmatism.
That's fantastic. I'm so curious about the tear stable technology, the OptiBlue light filter technology, and the blink stabilized design. Can you talk a little bit about those features? I know you've mentioned some of them, but the blink stabilized design is really fascinating.
So the blink stabilized design is specifically to correct for the astigmatism that a patient has. When a patient has astigmatism, we have to deliver 2 powers at precise axis, but the little nuance is that we blink 14,000 times in a day on average. So we need to be able to have that lens stabilized there. Our blink stabilized design uses the natural power of the lids to stabilize the lens in place to provide you with the vision you deserve. So the combination of that, the stability that we're providing for the patients with the tear stable and OptiBlue, all together combined to give that patient crisp, stable vision throughout the day.
And that leads to the comfort.
Exactly. You kind of hit it right on there. Comfort is not just physical comfort, but it's also visual comfort.
Absolutely.
So that blink stabilized design is augmenting that visual comfort that we're providing for that patient, as well as the OptiBlue and the tear stable.
I just have one last question for you, because you have a whole other new product that you've come out with, that Johnson & Johnson has come out with, and I know your team has worked on it. So J&J recently debuted the AccuView Oasis Max 1 day multifocal for astigmatism. Now that's a lot packed into a contact lens. Can you tell us a little bit, it's really a groundbreaking product. Can you tell us a little bit about how, the significance of this?
Oh, absolutely. over the years, that's the #1 requested contact lens that doctors have asked for. So, and the reason for that, quite candidly, is astigmatism in just a normal population, the young population. There's a 47% of people have astigmatism in one eye that should be corrected with a toric contact lens.
Interesting.
Right? When you look at the presbyopic population, though, astigmatism actually increases in its prevalence. So in that presbyopic population, it's even more important to provide a lens that corrects for astigmatism.
Yes.
And then I'd mentioned before the OptiBlue technology. In that presbyopic eye, blue violet light will scatter even more in a presbyopic eye because the lens inside our eye is also changing.
Right.
And with those changes, it scatters more light. Light scatters, decreases the image quality that a patient sees. So subjectively, the image is not, what they're seeing is not as good as it can be. So by filtering 60% of the blue violet light, we actually can create a better image for that patient. And the tear stable is also even more important in the presbyopic eye, because as we become older, our natural tear film, the physiology of it, actually also starts to degrade, so that the tear breakup on the eye actually breaks up quicker. What that simply means is that when somebody blinks and they stare and don't blink, the tear will break up quicker in a presbyopic eye than in a regular younger eye.
Wow.
So having that tear stable technology, where we are stabilizing the tear film so that the breakup time will be actually longer,
right,
is going to help that presbyopic patient to see better, feel better.
Yes, that's amazing. Well, it's an incredible product, really exciting development. So congratulations to you and your team. You must be very excited.
We're so excited.
Yeah.
We're so excited. And the excitement is really when you come here and you actually hear kind of the comments coming back from our doctors that are using the products. And they're telling us, hey, my patients are getting great comfort, great vision. At night, they're saying that they're much more comfortable at night when they're driving because of the lights that are coming out there, as they're not as bothersome to them. So to hear those things and backing up the data that we see in studies is just like exactly what you want to see.
Right? For sure. Wow. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you for taking the time to talk with us today here at Academy 25. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.